So just I look at the pictures and I said, wait a minute, just like pictures are just good enough taken by the drone to to distinguish between male and female plants. And I asked them, so can you develop a program or a model that will be distinguishing the two? When they looked, oh, absolutely.
You've seen them, the cartoonish large-head farmers with big smiles. What's with the grin? Well, they all know about the multiple benefits that Manipulator PGR provides their wheat, oat, and barley crops. It's not just about lodging. Manipulator PGR adjusts apical dominance so that tillers produce more grain. And that's not all. With the adjustment to stem and straw strength, cereal crops treated with Manipulator PGR are easier to harvest. Check out manipulatorpgr.com to listen to real growers talk about why they love Manipulator PGR.
Absolutely.
I'm Amber Bell, and this is Real Agriculture, here today at the Ag Drone Summit in Camrose, Alberta, getting the chance to talk with Dr. Jan Slaski of Mirabilis Hemp Consulting. Welcome, Dr. Slaski. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too.
You just did a presentation on hemp breeding and drone usage. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, just like I've been working with industrial hemp for nearly 24 years. And doing agronomy, breeding, and it's high time to apply new technologies to hemp breeding, hemp agronomy. What we came up with a couple of years ago, started applying drones to take images of hemp seed production plots and hemp breeding plots. This is a technology, particularly we call it augmented seed inspection and seed production. Typically, what hemp seed inspectors or hemp breeders breeding monoecious varieties, hermaphroditic varieties, have to do, they have to identify male plants within hemp stands. To pass inspection and to get seeds certified in seed production, just a number or just percentage, a male plant can account up to 1% of the entire stand. So currently what inspectors do, they go to the field twice a season, count 10,000 plants, and count how many of those plants are male plants. And based on the count, just they give fail or passing mark for the seed production field. You can imagine that this is extremely tedious work, working under scorching sun, tall crops, because this monoecious plants, typically they are just like fiber type hemp varieties, tall, 2, 3, 4 meters tall. So it is like extremely exhausting, time-consuming work. So what I came up with, just why not to look at the plants not from the bottom to the top of the plant and look for the flower heads twice during the season. How about looking from the above? At Innotech, Alberta, we had drones for taking images, pretty much, just like playing with, just taking pictures for our presentations, for our leaflets, and you name it. So it's like we're playing with it. And we have three. Innotech Alberta has 3 pilots, and I said, well, can you take a picture of this, or pictures, multiple pictures of hemp fields, hemp plots, and I will look at them. So just I look at the pictures and I said, wait a minute, just like pictures are just good enough taken by the drone to to distinguish between male and female plants. So I said, well, that's really great. I approach Innotech Alberta, in addition to what is known for RealAgriculture viewers, in addition to agronomy programs, we have engineers, programmers, just like advanced materials, and you name it. So I shown the pictures of this hemp plots taken by our drones, And I asked them, so can you develop a program or a model that will be distinguishing the two? When they looked, oh, absolutely. So we are in the third year, or Innotech is in the third year of finalizing just like a program or a model that will be facilitating crop inspections, hemp inspections, and just taking the burden from the hemp seed inspectors working in the field. It is worth emphasizing that we started with hemp, but this technology, we are putting, I said, we are putting stick in the ground. This technology will be available for other applications, both in agriculture and different aspects of agriculture, vision recognition, so distinguishing between plants looking in a different way. For example, and mind you, we are not talking about multispectral, we are talking about vision recognition, machine learning. So it's different than regular spectral analysis, and applying to different crops. And I made presentations already 2 or 3 times to different agricultural conferences, and people are just coming with more and more practical applications. So hemp is only the beginning, and we will be going beyond and above. So stay tuned and visit Innotech Alberta webpage to learn more.
Fantastic. And can you give me a really brief update on where the hemp industry is in Canada right now?
It's a very good question. Hemp industry in Canada, as you know, just like we pioneered, Alberta was the pioneer in terms of hemp for food, hemp grain time varieties. We dominated global market, and we're still maybe not dominating, but we are just like one of them, the most important players globally with respect to hemp grain production and export. So hemp grain production was first, and that's what we were developing at Innotech Alberta for last 20 plus years, was hemp for fiber. And we advanced or moved to the I would say mainstream hemp industry, hemp for fiber, which is now here in Canada is taking seriously. We have very many growers who are just now prepared, and that they are not afraid to grow hemp. I said no, not afraid, because for years farmers were reluctant. First of all, they were hemp had the stigma, so no, I'm not going to grow marijuana. So now it's way better. So as I said, farmers are just like prepared. We developing a brand new industry like hemp fiber industry is not trivial. Why? Because it's not only to grow the crop, which is we know now that our growers just know how to grow hemp. However, growing is only one part. The next step is processing, right? Market different end users on the hemp fiber market, because hemp grain market is well established, processors are well established, Manitoba Harvest and others are well established. So end users of hemp fiber are here in Canada, globally, in the US, just like around the world. However, this is what is an enabler needed to move hemp fiber industry forward, are the processors. So we had some few early, few attempts. Some of them were not very successful because of different reasons. However, there is at least I'm aware of at least 2 serious fiber processing facilities in central Alberta. I am not at privy of disclosing this. I can tell you that they are moving forward. The equipment, processing equipment, is already there, and they are at the seemingly at the final stages of putting processing facilities, large-scale processing facilities for reputable companies in Alberta. So I'm fairly optimistic because, yes, it takes, I was hoping that this fiber industry will move to the next level much faster, but these are growing pains. Just like we are just really happy to be part of this industry, launching of this industry, and just I see that just like success stories around the corner.
Wonderful. Well, and thank you so much for your time. And that was Dr. Jan Slaski on Real Agriculture.
For the latest ag news, agronomic advice, and more, check out realagriculture.com and Real Ag Radio.